This is the final event of the PGA EuroPro Tour season. This is the Tour Championship from Loch Earn.
You feel the tide is turning for you. Something to believe, something that's true. Now's the time to break through. We're alive, we are fearless. We won't run, we won't fall. Now's the time to believe.
Welcome to Loch Earn. This Faudo-designed venue blends perfectly into its surroundings and provides a challenging finale for our young stars. With 60 entered this week and only 5 will leave with the prize. Let's take a look at the order of merit heading into the race to Loch Earn. Currently in 5th spot is Ryan Brooks. Josh Hilliard sits in 4th. Dermot McElroy 1 spot above in 3rd after a solid season. In 2nd is Michael Stewart, who won on home soil a few weeks back. And James Allen remains top of the standings with 3 tour wins to his name this season. Well, that is how the order of merit stands, and I'm actually surprised we're still standing in this wind. I'm joined by Kit Alexander and Rachel Drummond. Very exciting, guys, isn't it? But Kit, I'm going to start with you. You know this course, you've even played it before. What's it like and what kind of challenges will the players be facing?
It's a tough challenge. It is a real beast, but it's interesting. A lot of the approach shots are either 9-iron or shorter, or 4-iron or longer, so you've got holes that you're going to target and think they're very good birdie chances, and at the same time you've got some real toughies. I mean, playing in the Pro-Am, I was seeing pros hit in bits of timber into par 3s. The par 5s aren't really reachable. Ronan, our pro, hit a 3-wood into one of the par 4s after a good drive. So once you get the wind up and in the wrong direction, it can be really tough. So I think it's a course that's going to offer a stern test and volatility. You can go on a little birdie run. At the same time, there's plenty of water in play, there's plenty of danger out there, so things can change around here very quickly. Okay, and Rachel, you were a former player, weren't you? You well know what it was like playing in these pressured situations. Biggest event of the season for these players. How will they be feeling?
I think, well, I found myself when I was in these situations, I actually, I welcomed it. I rose to the occasion. I had one at LET Access where I needed to play well to get into this situation, and it happened. So there'll be a lot of guys out here this week that actually welcome it. They want to be in this situation. So you'll find a few guys rise to the occasion.
Well, thanks guys for your thoughts for the entire season. It's time to head into the final round and rejoin our commentators.
Thanks, Gaddy. I can tell you the prospect of worsening weather has dictated a shotgun start. That means the final group, Chris McLean and the joint leaders after 36 holes, James Allen and Curtis Knipes, will tee off on the 1st, the penultimate group, and usually begin on the 18th. So as the day goes on, the number next to a player's score will denote the amount of holes they've covered. Nothing confusing for the leaders though. John Morgan, it's a fairly benign first.
Yeah, and what an intimidating start to the round. You know, you come to his first, water all the way down the right, as you can see, absolutely beautiful. Trees down the left, bottlenecks around the 270 mark is 371 yards long. But the trick of this hole is the green. It's topsy-turvy as you like. You're not really going to get a flat putt on this putting surface, and the wind comes off the water. Not an easy start for the players.
And the first player we see is Scott Drummond, arguably the man of the season.
Isn't he just? What a season for Allen. James Allen launching one down the first here, looking to find the green stuff. Conditions are closing in. Going to be very, very tricky today.
He's going to be playing so long, Scott. I mean, literally, there's no run on the ball. You wouldn't have thought so after all this deluge of rain. See our man tee off here, trying to draw it off the water. Brave move this. Oh, reaping the benefit and running out of room through the fairway, just down that left in the first cut.
Now in the penultimate group, teeing off on the 18th, which is a par 3, Will Enifer. Only a victory for him will do in terms of gaining promotion.
What a great shot that is. 226, long par 3. Downwind today, which is useful. Anything on the putting surface is very good. We go to Nick Marsh.
Yeah, starting on 18, my goodness, what a par 3 finishing hole this is. Not for them though, this is their first one out, and this looks short and left. Oh, not good.
Back up on the first. Kit is braving the elements.
Pretty aggressive tee shot from the co-leader Curtis Snipes on 1. You can lay up here into the fat of the fairway, but he's taken on this narrow part and he has just missed it. The ball is sitting down a little bit as well, off of a bit of a downslope. This is going to be a tricky shot, only 83 yards, so it's a bit of a feel one. And downwind, you've got those bunkers lurking just behind the pin. You don't want to go in there. Chris McLean, however, he's also taken this aggressive line, but he is dead centre of the fairway, just a touch inside Snipes, and from here he can pick and place it. He's going to get a perfect lie and he can be aggressive downhill into that flag. Great chance for an opening birdie here.
Tell you what, fellows, no amount of rain can dampen Kit's enthusiasm.
He's always on it, isn't he? Now Allen. See how soft the ground is. Big divot coming out there, lofting this one up. Very good control. Just trying to feed that in off that little downslope. Made a good fist of that, John.
He did, but on also a downslope. Snipes here from that left rough. Is he going to be able to get the control? Pins at the back, that might help him here, Scott.
Yeah, he's just got to judge it. Hopefully not get the flyer. Still be aggressive, which he has been. But there is that little bit of release. Still a pretty good shot, outside birdie chance there on the opening hole.
Now, can he take advantage, McLean, of that super accurate tee shot? 5 missed cuts this year, but also 3 top 10s. And a very rhythmic approach.
I like this boy's swing, Phil. I really do. I've watched him all through this year. I like his demeanour out on the golf course. And he goes about his business.
Back to 18, and here's Marsh. We saw him finish short and left. Awkward one here. Got to get the contact. Looked like he has. Very good. Just about 7 or 8 feet for his par there.
I wonder what some of the players are talking about here, Scott and Phil. You know, obviously this is going to be the last ever round we're ever going to see on the, you know, PGA EuroPro Tour.
Yes, over 2 decades of action, it's produced so many great players who've gone on to very big things. And this, as you say, John, is it.
The swan song. The swan song. Sad times. And if we're there, just get it past now. Nibs, can he get that up and down from that left rough? Down the hill, should break off his right. Bit aggressive there, bit of meat left on that bone, Scott.
Yeah, just hung it out there through the break. Certainly don't want to be leaving yourself too many of those 3 and 4 footers today with this breeze, as you know, John. Putting in a strong wind, sometimes the most difficult part of the game.
It is. Always widen you stable your base, you know, widen your stance a little bit. What did you used to do when it was ultra windy?
Yeah, I used to stand wider, grip down on it, feel like I was over the ball more.
Yeah.
But even then, trying to stop the putter head wavering sometimes is not easy at all as we go to McLean.
This is the start you want, not this baby in. Breathing down their neck straight off the get-go. Oh. Now that is frustrating. In the heart, don't need it.
Now, Enifer was in the hard break position last year. He finished 6th on the order of merit, just missing out on the promotion places, and more disappointment on his first, the 18th.
Yeah, that's painful. It was a decent tee shot to find the green, and as we said, the putting Can be very, very tricky today. Don't want to be frittering shots away. Now Alan, can he start with a birdie?
Well, just to set the tone, the man in form this year strokes it beautifully and gets it done off the get-go. Look at that. Man full of confidence. Great attitude as well. Followed him over the last couple of years. What a player.
Well, he couldn't have wished for a better start. The members at Chelmsford have got every reason to be proud, given their current 1-2, with Alan looking to be the seasonal top dog.
One of my main goals this year was to secure a Challenge Tour card, and it feels good to have done that, but you always want more. And I feel like I've been leading the Ordinary the whole way, so I want to give my best to finish that way.
How ready do you feel to make that step up to the Challenge Tour?
I do. I feel my game's changed a lot, I think, over the last couple of years since I spent a season out there. I learned a lot of what it takes, really, to be successful out there and what elements of your game need to be good, and I've worked quite hard at those, so I'm looking forward to getting back out there. And we have Q School as well, so I've got every chance of going further than that, and believe me, I would like to, because the Challenge Tour is hard. There's so many good players out there. If you've got a chance to miss it, then I'd definitely like to grab that with both hands.
What are the key lessons that you have learned from your experiences when you have played at a higher level that you can now apply next time you're there?
I think having the feeling of knowing where everything is. Like when I first went out there, I didn't really know who to talk to, you know, how things worked, just in general, like logistics and things. And that always made me feel a little bit inferior in terms of having to ask all these questions that everybody else knew. Also, just in terms of my game, I didn't hit the ball really that high, and I struggled a lot when in a lot of the conditions to get the ball close to certain flags that other people could, even though I hit it the same distance as them. So I made a few technique changes, a few equipment changes, and I think obviously coming this year as well, there's been a few windy conditions and some firmer conditions, and I think in those firm weeks I've actually done pretty well. I think because I've had slightly different control of my ball to how I have in the past, it's paid off.
Do you think playing in front of television cameras has helped, knowing that the higher you go, the more that's going to become a factor?
Absolutely, yeah. Pre and post round interviews and things like that, and the on-course interviews as well. That's always quite a funny one because you ask the questions that you try not to think about. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things that as your career progresses, you're going to want to be used to. So the sooner you get in and amongst it, the better.
Where are your realistic expectations for where you'd like to be in 5-10 years' time?
I think it's difficult to say I'd like to win specific events. For me, success would be playing a worldwide schedule year on year. The biggest events either side of the sea, you know, the US PGA and over here as well. And just be able to set a family up, really. That's kind of what I want to do. There's certain tournaments I'd love to win, but I think it's quite difficult to zone in on those.
Alan certainly in pole position here at the Matchroom Tour Championship. Welcome back to Loch Earn, located in the heart of the Fermanagh Lakelands, where Gabby and Curtis Snipes took to the water.
Curtis, I've got to say, it doesn't get much better than this, does it? We're in Northern Ireland, we're on a boat, we're in water, and you're with me!
I know.
Tour Championships!
How much better can you get? How much better?
But you didn't expect this morning, did you?
I didn't, no. No.
In terms of venues and like where you've been this season, different courses, would you say Loch Earn's up there?
Oh, 100%. 100%, yeah, like the golf course is unbelievable. Probably definitely the best we've played all year. And on a day like this, the location doesn't get better, does it?
It's easy to forget it's actually October, isn't it?
I know. You would think it. You would think it.
And looking back on the season, what's another venue or event that stands out to you?
Spey Valley. Spey Valley's pretty special. And McInnes down in Wales. Those were lovely. I mean, McInnes especially, we got spoilt with the weather, so
Yeah.
it was just absolute pleasure to play around there.
Okay, we're looking back to a few years ago. You played at the Open, an amazing achievement. You were only 18 years old. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was a great week. I just can't believe it was 3 years ago already. I don't know where the time's gone. Yeah, massive learning experience. You know, seeing and playing with some of the best guys in the world. Learned quite a lot that week. Really good insight into what life is like on tour. But yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I'll never forget that.
You seem to kind of perform on the bigger stages, don't you? We talk about, well, getting into the Open, here for the Tour Championships, but the Tour Championships last season finished tied 6th. What is it about these big occasions that suit your game?
You know you have to do well, because obviously it is a bigger stage. So I don't know, I think it just pumps me up a little bit more drive, especially this week, because like win the Tour Championship, you can get your card, you can shoot straight up to the top 5. So yeah, probably, I mean, it shouldn't really change from any other normal event. You should probably be the same all the time, but I think just subconsciously there's that little bit in the back of your head where you just tell yourself to kick on a bit more.
Okay, Ez, thank you so much for joining me on this lovely banana boat taxi.
It's all right, it's been great.
Got to say, it is a first, but it is the Tour Championship, so anything can happen.
Exactly. We'll see that tomorrow maybe.
Yeah, you're going to win, right?
I'm going to try my best.
Challenge Johnny, you can.
Hopefully so.
Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Well, in terms of chasing promotion, Nipes is making waves. Only one adrift of James Allen in this, the Matchroom Tour Championship. At the apex of this leaderboard, the only way is Essex, with Scotland's Chris McLean completing the top 3. And of course, plenty of others are within striking distance, including that sweet swinging Yorkshireman, Nick Marsh. 4 under, 3 off the lead at the moment, but plenty of holes still to negotiate.
Here is Nick Marsh at the first, out with a big dog. This is a bold move. Looking for a low cut off the left side. He's got it low, but he's dragged that left. And that is not really the place to be on this first hole.
Now, John, tell us about the second.
Well, it's a beautiful little dog leg up the hill, bends round. You can't see the green from the tee. You can hit the big old high cut and try and go for it if the wind's in the right direction for you. But it's a beautiful hole yet again. We see it time and time again round Locker, and we got some great holes coming up. This is another awkward one that could easily come undone.
At 337 yards, Scott, it is the shortest of the par 4s here.
Yeah, certainly a tempting one for the guys, perhaps, on a better day with the weather. Otherwise, get it in position, leave yourself a good yardage in, and try and knock it close. You can really see the wind blowing that flag there. Difficult to judge when it's downwind as well.
Yeah, now Marsh in the bank, ball below his stance, got to get it up. He's punching it low, trying to find the dance floor. There we go. What a result. Pin eye right, top drawer.
Yeah, he'd have certainly taken that when his tee shot was in the air. Now Ennifer from a great position. Really be looking to fire this one in close.
I love his game, Will Ennifer, but this is a part of the game. I think he struggles a little bit. Short game putting. That was straight over the stick, just a couple of yards out.
Now up to the second. The pride of Balmore Golf Club, McLean.
Just coming out of the right rough, looking for a bit of release, which he's got. Pretty good job from there.
Here we go. Test his skills. This one a little bit down and away off the right hand side once it gets on the green. And just look at that. I mean, really and honestly, it should be a lot closer than that, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, it's a disappointing start, isn't it?
Superb tee shot from James Allen here. He's brought this second hole to its knees, but he's still got a little bit of work to do. 57 yards, but it's quite steeply uphill and you can't see the bottom of that flagstick. It's an incredibly long green as well. And this pin is cut 20 yards on. It's downwind. Easy to come up short though, not seeing quite how far back that pin is. Only 57 yards, but he's got to really commit to it off of an upslope to make sure he gets it all the way back to that flagstick.
Good man, Kit. Got a few more grey hairs now, though, Duder, compared to when we first started out.
Well, that's very aggressive from Allen. Playing the number there when you can't see the bottom of the flag. He'll be putting back into the wind, so he can have a run at it for birdie.
I think he'll be a little bit cheesed off when he gets up there. See where that's finished now. Ennifer to save par. Just off the left, a fraction. Oh, and that is just rubbing salt in the wound. Oh.
Yeah, that is a really savage start for Ennifer. Great tee shot into 18, 3 putts. And then bogey on the first as well.
Yeah, it's one of those days where there is no tomorrow and no next week. You've got to do it now. And Ennifer will feel as though he's had his gut punched.
Absolutely right. Now Allen As John said, he would have been disappointed with how far past the pin this was, but it's a birdie chance. We know this boy can putt.
Cool, that was tracking as well, bang on line. I mean, he sealed his deal for the Challenge Tour next year with the 5 cards that are up for grabs, but oh, Phil, we're in for a grandstand finish, aren't we?
We are. And what about this man, John? James Fraser made his debut on the EuroPro Tour in 2013.
Yeah, I mean, some golfer, and really and honestly, we've not really seen the best of James Fraser. I've got to be honest with you, we've seen glimpses of it. He's based down at the McInnes, where we had a tournament, the Lance Scott Championship, down there earlier on in the year. This man, though, I mean, larger than life. What a unit. Should have won at Clevedon, my home club. He's playing really well. Hits the ball miles.
And he's on the bubble. He's 5th in the order of merit. He's under more pressure than anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pressurised day. As you say, being right on the bubble. It's the worst spot. Now Nipes for birdie. Track in. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, what a bonus. Take monster putts all day long. Gaining on the field. That's a cracking birdie.
Yeah, especially when it's such a tough day. You feel you steal one. It's a real lift now. Brooks, lovely shot into the first. This one should be just off his left. Not a lot of movement in it. Got to be positive with it.
Oh,
just hung on, didn't it?
It was a cracking stroke, yeah. Well worthy of a birdie there. Look at the size of the man, Scott. His arms are the size of your calves.
Well, that's not difficult, John. I have to say, he is a unit. And McLean, can he follow the putt in he's just seen? Right in the jaws. Just short, painful.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that. Take that one on the chin. Now, Fraser, just inside left. Just a fraction outside if he wants to dribble it in the front door. Oh, done his lap of honour. Thank you very much.
Looking to recapture mid-season form when he had 3 consecutive top 10s at Mannings Heath, Belton Woods and Camberwell. Brooks has boosted his promotion chances. Allen and Nipes hold a 2-shot advantage over the chasers, while both Marsh and McLean are poised to pounce, especially given that the latter is playing the easiest hole on the course.
Out with the 3-wood. Clean it. Staring it down. Oh, he's confident. He's going straight to the bag with the club. He likes it. It's a little soft false front there at the front of this green as well, so it's just a little bit deceiving to the eye if you're an eyeballer. Now, what a par 3 this is, Scott.
Yeah, 194. Glorious looking par 3. Marsh again firing that low ball flight in today. Just on the left side, that's going to run off. There's a sharp run off there.
The 4 par 5s around here are beasts. This is the first one of them, the 4th. None of the players have been able to have a shy at the green in 2. James Allen here after a couple of shots. He's in a divot, but of course he'll get to clean and place that. 107 yards left into the pin. And it doesn't even look like it's on the green. It's tucked way over there in the back right portion. You need to be really precise if you're firing straight at this one, because that bunker short is not where you want to be. The wind, of course, is a massive factor today. It is into the breeze, but it's gusty, so the timing could be crucial. Hit it at the right time and your number will do exactly what you want it to do. If you get it wrong and get a gust, or you're expecting it and that wind drops, and you could be facing a difficult up and down to save your 5.
This hole has produced more birdies than any other this week, but for Curtis Nipes, who's encountered trouble, he would be delighted with a par. That was his 4th.
Oh, wow. Trouble off the tee, like you said then. But liking this, and rightly so. Oh, right down the pipe.
Chance to save par there, back up the hill. Great effort now. Allen with his 3rd.
You just sense the confidence coming from this man now, Scott. Phil, I mean, you know, a couple of wins under his belt already, coming into the grand final, sewn it all up. Just looks so relaxed out there, doesn't he?
Well, he's fully in control, isn't he? And he's done what he needed to do to get his card. He can just play for the win today. No real consequences if it doesn't happen.
This is Welshman Jack Davidson, who, by my reckoning, might get promoted if he finishes alone in second.
Well, that's going to be a tall order, Phil. I mean, literally, you see autumn's coming, all the leaves on the deck there, but yeah, I mean, pressure's on. Be interesting to see how it's going to unfold now.
So many stories, isn't there, within a tournament, within a single round. As we see McLean just short of the green in 2. Lobbing it in, beautiful control there. Almost a gimme 4, but not quite.
Now Brooks comes to the second shot, plays a little bit up the hill. Can't see the bottom of the flag. Oh, but he'll take that. I thought I was going to have a little bit of juice on that. Come back towards the flag, but not to be.
No, not to be. Now here's Fraser.
This man works hard on his game, Scott.
He's a lovely player. I've played with him a couple of times in the West Region PGA stuff. He really does swing it great. Just overshooting that one a little bit, catching the downslope. He's got a lot of potential.
Now on this par 5, there could possibly be a 2-shot swing at the top. Delete that now. Just a little tentative, understandably so.
I think from that range, in these conditions, trying to roll them up to the hole, not leave yourself too much stress.
Yeah, a little short game competition going on between Marsh and Ennifer here. Marsh going first, tracking nicely, good touch.
Some of these little shots around the green, John, when the ground has gone soft and a bit squelchy in places, not very easy at all, are they?
No, tight surfaces, soft underfoot, gives you nightmares sometimes. Getting it 2 foot or miles past, just like this one, going miles past for James Fraser. Rush of blood there. Wow. That's a big misjudgment, that one, Scott.
It is, and again, short par 4, looking at a birdie opportunity. Now, Knipes needs this for his part.
This will be the steal of the day so far, not to be. Short and left.
Yeah, uphill putt, just fooling him a little bit slow and quite get the pace on it. Disappointing bogey 6 there.
For Ryan Brooks, given the position he finds himself in, birdies are gold dust. But has to settle for a par there. And a little tap in like that could mean the difference between success and failure in terms of playing Challenge Tour in 2023.
True. Playing now to finish up, make his birdie. This will be a great up and down. Just want to say what a great calendar we've played, and all these players have played all this year, Phil. I mean, we've gone to some amazing courses, all down to our main man Dan Godin as well. The passion, will, determination to get these amazing courses under wraps and get them played has been brilliant. Take me out of to him.
Yeah, second that, John. Now Fraser, this for par from the middle of the fairway, ends up with a bogey, and that is a huge disappointment.
A momentum stopper if ever there was one.
Beautiful par 3 on the low level down the right hand side. Awkward chip, bumps it in the bank, cracker, and goes in. What a chip in that is. What a 2. That is still daylight robbery. Great shot.
Wasn't it just? Allen, already guaranteed a Challenge Tour card next season, is back in front on his own, 1 clear of Knipes and McLean. Picking the champion, predicting the promoted 5 remains very tough. But at this tournament, 1 winner is already certain. Loch Earn itself.
As well as being a great golf course and great venue, Loch Earn has got an amazing spa. So I've come down for a bit of R&R with Joe Brooks and Paul Maddy. Joe, is this the sort of place you'd normally be hanging out in a tournament week?
Definitely not. I feel very uncomfortable here, kit, if I'm honest. I feel very, very uncomfortable.
You look quite comfy, I think.
Yeah, just not my sort of relaxation, but it is lovely in here, to be fair.
Paul, you enjoying your week at Loch Earn?
Well, I think it's the warmest we've been all week, isn't it, in this spa? Yeah, the golf course is fantastic and it's a great place to be, yeah.
Great stuff. You've both been super consistent this season. How do you assess how you've got on and your chances this week?
It's been an okay season. Obviously had a lot of time in contention, but haven't got one over the line as yet, which is a little bit frustrating, obviously.
Paul, how pleased have you been with your efforts on the season?
It's been a nearly year for me as well. Missed out on a couple of playoffs by one. Broadhurst hold a nice putt on the 18th in Ireland to beat me by one. So it's been an okay year financially and from a golfing point of view, but not from a competitive point of view to push on for Challenge Tour. So yeah, just like Joe says, we've got to play well this week and try and get the W and get over the line for the top 5 position.
We all know it's tough at this level. You know, it's not quite the glamour that we might see PGA Tour, DP World Tour, especially with the travel you guys are doing. How important is it to have guys away from the course that you can get on with, that you can share the burden of things with a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a massive help. I think over the last sort of 2 years, I think I've found a group that off the golf course I've really clicked with. So it puts your mind at ease a little bit, that you know that you can go and have a little bit of fun. Like, even if you play bad, you know you're going to get ripped a little bit when you get back, and you can have a little bit of a laugh, and tomorrow's another day. And I think it's definitely been a help in changing my mindset for this year.
Yeah, do you think that a little bit of competition helps spur things on?
We have a little house bet each week as well, which kind of spurs us on a little bit. But no, it's been great because, as Joe says, I mean, when you have a bad day, you've got some banter afterwards. We hardly ever talk about the rounds when we finish. Normally it's try and watch some football or do a little bit of something to literally take our mind off golf, and it's worked well. We've not killed each other yet. I suppose there's still time, a couple more days, but no, I've enjoyed Joe's company throughout the year, and same with all the other guys.
Brilliant stuff, guys. Thank you for coming down to the spa. I know we're heading off to the sauna now, so back to the action.
From one pampered presenter out onto the course as the final round continues to fascinatingly develop. The stock of Nick Marsh fell with a bogey on the 7th, and the Yorkshireman leaked another shot at the next, a 475-yard par 4 that is Loch Earn's stroke 1. At least Marsh had the consolation of not being the only contender struggling. It was 3 bogeys in 4 holes for Knipes in the middle of the front 9. Ouch. As for playing partner Alan, his bogey-free status for the day ended with a visit to the water on the 7th. At least he limited the damage before emerging unscathed with a valuable par on that oh-so-demanding 8th. All of that means this. Knipes and Davidson are now tied 3rd. Marsh is relegated to 5th, 3 shots off the pace. And up top, Alan is joint leader, together with Rachel's interviewee, Chris McLean.
You're playing extremely steady in what is awful conditions.
Yeah.
How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, but yeah, played pretty nice last 2 days, so just playing nice again today and just try to keep it in play and play smart shots and just see what happens. You know, I think we're about to get wet.
I know, it's coming.
But yeah, just try to keep chipping away at it. It's a tough golf course, can't see anyone going particularly low today, so yeah, like you said, good birdie on 4, had a lovely wedge shot, so that helps.
That's great, and we both have Scottish blood.
Yeah.
Do you think that stands you in good stead in these sort of conditions?
Well, being from Glasgow, when it starts raining, I'll be right at home. But yeah, I mean, that's the sort of typical one. But yeah, I think everyone in the UK growing up was used to kind of playing in these conditions, but
yeah,
it's definitely a nice change of pace from the sun we had all summer.
McLean's next test is the 9th at 631 yards, the lengthiest hole at Loch Earn.
Yeah, what a hole, Phil. I mean, it's absolutely brutal, and it's top notch from start to finish. You got to hit worldy from start to finish, over water for your second shot, banks up on the left-hand side where that bunker you can just see in the far distance by the green. Got a little halfway hut just after it, but the green slopes predominantly down into the water. Real tough hole, and a really go get 'em. I mean, if you're brave and you hit a top-notch 3-wood, you might be able to just get home in 2.
Scott, they say these days are par 5s. The pros have them for breakfast. Not this one.
Not this one, and not on days like this. I mean, this is absolutely savage now. Like McLean said, just got to play smart. You've got to keep it in play, especially when the weather closes in like this. Hang on. Yeah, he's got away with it.
Cool. What I didn't mention, Scott, actually, the layup zone for 9 is tiny as well, so it's not easy. They can't get home in 2 because of conditions, but the layup is not easy either.
No, trouble everywhere. And I have to say, looking at the drone shots, obviously in the nice weather, it's a course that I definitely want to visit. Looks spectacular. Decent layup there. I don't think he's going to be blocked out by that tree on the corner. I think he's got enough room there.
Yeah, good pin position today there on 9. Now, Davidson here, Phil, at the 8th.
Plays an awful lot of golf with 3 times world snooker champion Mark Williams. They're really good pals, and if you can play golf with Mark and concentrate, you can concentrate today.
Oh, definitely. I've seen him at the Lance Scott one at McInnes, and yeah, we're down to have a game one day. I can't wait for it.
Fraser now, second shot to 7. Safely on board, little shy. Tough hole into the breeze. Now here's where McLean finished, flirting with the hazard on the left.
Good strong follow through, staring it down, drawing it into his back left flag, and absolutely hitting a worldie. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful shot.
Yeah, really in control of his swing there, controlling the ball flight in this breeze.
Oh, little lowy, checky one, spinny one from right to left. Cutty shot for Alan. Trying to get to this back left flag. Doing a good job. That's going to be a pretty straight uphill putt coming his way.
Ryan Brooks will want James Allen to win this tournament if he can't, because of course Allen's already #1 in the order of merit. Thing is, for Brooks, he's just got to concentrate on his own game, but that's much easier said than done.
It is. I mean, that's a great shot in there. Just hang on. He's just got to do all he can today. He's just got to give himself birdie chances and hope that a few putts drop.
He's got Jack Davidson breathing down his neck. This man, 4 under for birdie. It's a lengthy number. In these conditions, you take your 2 putts from about 40-45 feet all day long, don't you, Scott?
Yeah, so very tricky to judge. Now Allen, it's a quality approach from a tight corner, getting it pin high, leaving himself a good chance if he can just be firm with it.
Oh, how slow a putt was that? Got fooled there.
Well, that really fooled him, yeah. Work to do there. Now Fraser, he needs to get something going. This would do it. Long range putt.
What a hole this is as well. 7. Tee up way up high, down. I think there's a plaque up there for Rory McIlroy driving the green many moons ago. And Fraser there coming up trumps with that amazing putt.
A stunning birdie that was. Really well deserved. Now McLean deserves a birdie as well, but he's got to make this one. Yeah. Very good job.
Tell you what, birdies very few and far between today.
The decision to go with a shotgun start clearly vindicated.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the heavens have opened. It's raining cats and dogs, and this is the one thing I seen, Phil, from Brooks. You know, at Clevedon he went head-to-head, you know, with a local boy, and you know, and literally the putter was what let him down, and seeing the problems arise again.
Allen there, cleaning up.
You're one of the few players that actually has a caddy. How much of an advantage is that in these sort of conditions?
Yeah, massive. I mean, you know, they're a massive part of your team, and to have one today, especially in these conditions, makes a huge difference. You know, managing your clubs and everything, keeping them dry, and keeping you know, in a positive mindset is a massive thing. So.
Is it keeping you happy?
He's trying to, yeah.
You're not firing him yet?
Yeah, not just yet. He's all right.
And there's still a lot of golf to play. How do you go about the mindset for the remaining back nine?
Yeah, again, like I say, because the conditions are so tough, it's just going shot by shot. So, you know, I think we're just going to carry on doing what we're doing and see what happens.
Davidson going nicely, but there's a new face at the apex of the leaderboard. Halfway through the final round, McLean's in position to collect the £25,000 first prize and promotion. The former Scottish Amateur International is one to the good from Allen as they both turn their attention to the signature hole at Loch Earn, the breathtaking 10th.
I mean, just look at it in that sensational water hole. I mean, you hit a 2-iron, maybe a hybrid over to the left half of this fairway, and then you stare down to a green which sets itself into the loch, and literally absolutely beautiful. You can't get it wrong. You can't be long. You can't be left. You can't be right. You can run it in the front door, but it's very soft conditions. Not easy, Scott.
No, definitely not. And this one tricky. Ball below the feet. Made a pretty good job. He's got it on the dance floor. That was the first task. All fun and games there. Seeing the bright side of life there. Obviously not his best, but he'll take it. It's on the green. Now Allen, ball slightly above your stance. Big old hefty dillet. Looks like my old toupee. Zips it in there nicely. Keeps it below the hole. Brave shot.
And you just knew that the flag was going to be in the back portion of that green today. You just knew.
Oh, mate, it just looks like it's in the water. It's horrible. Look at it. It's chopsy as hell as well.
Knipes now looking to follow Allen. Where's that one? A little bit shy. Hang on. That's okay. Tough pin to get it all the way back there. As you said, John, looks like it's in the water virtually.
It does. Cracking hole. What a golf course. Davidson, second shot to the par 5 ninth. We said 632 yards is an absolute whopper. He's launched it. And there you go. He's trying to get home in 2. That's brave. Now he's short. There's bunkers down there.
I think he'd be quite pleased if that is in sand, not in the edge of the hazard. Bold move now, Brooks. Second shot to 8. Straight down the breeze. Lofting it high, using the wind. And overcooked it. That was a mammoth putt from the back of the green, up the hill into the wind.
For him today, the way forward might have been 13 clubs and a calculator.
Yeah, you're right there. It's all going to come down to peanuts, I reckon. He's going to get the 5th and final spot for the Challenge Tour. How did you used to play in these weather conditions, Scott? Because yeah, you've played all over the world and played in some horrific weather, I'm sure.
I have, yeah. Great shot from Fraser there. No, I generally didn't play that well, to be honest. Always struggled to get comfortable with my grip. So yeah, not too many great days for me in this kind of weather. Now McLean.
So I used to relish it. It used to get my teeth grinding. Let me get a little bit more determined and nasty with the game. Got really focused and not so blasé with it.
Now Ryan Brooks has got a reputation as a big hitter. Good thing. You'll need some power to get this put up there.
Yeah, you will. This is everything he's got. Look at it. Hold your horses though. Well, you had the pace right, just not the line.
Yeah, it was very good judgment at pace. We saw some other putts just leaking off to the right from that zone as well, but decent effort. Now Knipes, this for birdie.
This is why I like short par 4s that make you think twice. This one's just under 350 yards and no one getting birdie here.
This 9th is one of the toughest par 5s we've played all year. Jack Davidson has played it well to this point, but he is just short of the green. You can see where his caddy is down there. That is where the ball is. Jack has taken a little wander all the way up to the green just to survey what's in front of him. When he stood over the ball, there's no way he'll be able to see the bottom of the flagstick. So important that he's been up here to see how the land lies. He's got quite a bit of green, but he might want to fly it all the way up because there is a little tier. So to get anything coming in from the height he's going to be there off of an upslope running, it might just die into that bank. So I think he'll fly this one all the way.
We'll see if he's right, Kit. Here we go. I said grass bunkers I meant, down and short and right of this green. Is he flying it over that tier? You're talking about he's pitched it in the tier, coming pretty low. Not bad. 6 out of 10.
Well,
6.5.
Yeah, maybe 7, but
okay,
he's certainly got a birdie chance there. I don't think he'll be too disappointed with that one. It was tricky when you are so far below the green. Now Allen for birdie to get to 7 under. This is very makeable. Go on. Burns the right edge.
Oh, he thought he had it. Just look at him. Oh.
Yet another vital putt for Brooks.
Everyone is important, some more than others, and that is extremely painful. And you can see it, he knows it. 2 good shots in and just frittering away on the greens now. McLean to stay 7 under.
Yeah, he's the first player, a little bit snatchy with that putt. I think when he looks back at this, he was a little bit quick on that one, up and out. Oh, that's going to hurt.
Like you say, John, these short par 4s still very, very tricky, making you think not too many birdies coming now. Fraser, fantastic, what a birdie that is. He's just going about his business as he does in a quiet way.
Come on, Davison, let's see it. Knock it in. Let's see a birdie at this 9th. Good stroke, and in she goes. Brilliant up and down.
The Welsh on the rise here. McLean's solo lead lasted precisely 1 hole. He's now tied at the summit with Allen. Davidson only 1 back. As for McLean's fellow countryman Michael Stewart, he's not in the mix, but promotion to the Challenge Tour is already well and truly under lock and key.
I didn't really feel any sort of emotion other than relief. And then when I walked across the bridge and seen kind of friends and family and my nephew and stuff like that, it was cool to have them there to watch. And then the Saturday night was good fun.
The pro career has perhaps taken longer to kick off than a lot of observers would have expected when you turned pro. What's that journey been like?
When I first turned professional, I tried to do too many things differently, tried to improve. I think everyone tries to improve, obviously, but I tried to change too many things to improve. So I lost my way a little bit there. So it's obviously taken me longer to play Challenge Tour even more than I would have liked. I mean, every golfer turns pro dreaming of playing at the highest level, so I can continue to move through the ranks. I'm really excited to see like what's going to happen next year and where my golf's going. I feel like I'm in a good place, my golf's in a good place, so hopefully I can continue training the way I am, and who knows what can happen.
Feels like Scottish golf's going through a bit of a resurgence, a really nice moment as well. We've got some young guys coming through, DP World Tour, you and Walker winning recently on the Challenge Tour. How excited are you about kind of being a part of that, of a nation that has such incredible golfing history and has produced so many good players, for you to now make your mark as part of that Scottish cohort?
I think having guys that are friends, for one, you know, I'm still, I would say, relatively friendly with kind of a few of the older guys on the main tour, like Richie Ramsey and Stevie Gallagher, and I speak to them on and off. But Davy Law's a very good friend of mine, and so it's good to see these guys that have been on tour a long time, that are established there, like they're guys to look up to, like your Stevies, your David Drysdales, Scott Jamieson, Mark Warren, you know, like all these guys. Paul Lloyd did it for years. And then now you've got that kind of new wave of guys coming through, led by like Davy Laws, about my age, and you've got Grant Forrest, Bob and Ewan are a little bit younger. Then Ewan Walker's in the Challenge Tour, a little bit younger as well. So it is great to see. It's inspiring. I'm one of those guys that really enjoys seeing your mates and guys that you kind of look up to doing well. So I think that can only be a positive, and it can only spur on other guys to do well. So yeah, hopefully, like you say, there is a bit of a resurgence in Scottish golf, and you get young guys coming through and really kicking on.
The House of Stewart is contented, but who will join Michael on the Challenge Tour next year? Find out after the break.
We're here at Tully Castle, one of the many attractions surrounding Loch Earn, but we've decided to take time away from the golf course, as you can see, to reflect on a memorable year. Now, Rach, Kit, but I'm going to start with you. What's been your favourite moment of the season?
It has to be Stuart Grennan when he won in a 7-hole playoff. I think that whole moment just embodied what the tour's about. They all didn't want to lose. They wanted the trophy. They were battling. The playoff holes weren't easy. The holes were tight and they were still finding fairways. So standard of golf, the tenacity to win. Yeah, loved that moment.
You just love golf so much you didn't want to leave, did you? Kit, what about you?
I know we're going to come on to the golf, so I'm going to go non-golf a little bit weirdly to start. When we were down at McCunnis and we went over to the Scarlet Stadium, got to chuck a rugby ball around there. We took James Fraser, a local lad as well, met a couple of the players. That was great fun and just kind of shows some of the opportunities, the great places we get to travel around the UK. So I really enjoyed that, chucking a rugby ball around on the Scarlet's pitch.
What's been your most impressive win this season?
Mine was that Stuart Gren in the 7-hole playoff. That was something special. And also Michael Stewart. He's 32, he's been out here a while. And to get his first victory was a special moment.
He's been so consistent this year, hasn't he, Kit?
He has, yeah. It's been a great season. He's got the win he deserved. For me, it's got to be Pavan Sagu at Abridge. 3 over par on the front 9 of the first round. He was on the verge of pulling out. He was on a really long stretch. He was feeling depleted, feeling low on energy. His mind wasn't there. Decided incredibly to take a safer strategy, be a bit more conservative, and then the birdies just flowed. It was an incredible performance, shooting numbers that no one even saw out there to run away with it. Anyway, the winning score was impressive, but given that he was over par and on the verge of pulling out of the tournament with exhaustion on the front 9 on the first day, it was absolutely sensational.
On the subject of the players as well, we know the top 3 that have got their card, don't we? It's James Allen, Dermot McIlroy and Michael Stewart too. How do you think they'll get on once they progress to the Challenge Tour?
I think they're going to be ready, especially knowing that they're there, they've worked hard for that moment. This tour's been unbelievable to give them the experience and the consistent scheduling. And they're going to be ready to grab it with both hands. They've got to.
Okay.
One thing I always hear talking to a lot of players on the Challenge Tour and the main tour, DP World Tour, who are now won at that level, who've come through this PGA EuroPro Tour, is how well prepared they are when they make the step up. And there's 2 main reasons for that for me. One is just the general standard of golf and strength in depth. Trust me, there are far more than 5 players on this tour this season and every year for the 10 I've been here who have the game, the quality and the mindset to be ready to make the step up to the Challenge Tour and the DP World Tour and beyond each year. And another thing, the media stuff around it as well, the cameras out on the course, that's not something you get in the other developmental tours. In fact, arguably there's more cameras here on the EuroPro Tour than you would get at a Challenge Tour event. So when you do get yourself into contention on the Challenge Tour and the DP World Tour for the first time, and a cameraman turns up and he's in your face and you're having to do your media duties before and after the round. Guys that have come through the EuroPro Tour, they're used to it.
Well, we've had a bit of a tourist attraction here. Now time to get back to the action and rejoin our commentators.
Golden memories and great moments this year, but they're serious, unfinished business at Loch Earn, where Ryan Brooks, on the promotion borderline at 5th in the rankings, becomes only the 7th player under par with a potentially invaluable birdie on the 9th. His 11th, given the shotgun start. So, with 7 holes to negotiate, Allen and McLean share leadership, while Davidson remains in the hunt for his 2nd win of the year. Next for the joint pace setters, the fearsome 12th.
Yeah, what a hole, the hardest hole on the golf course, pretty much. The 12th, 474 yards, par 4, fraught with danger left and right. Bottlenecks around about the 300-yard marks for the guys with driver out. And then you hit up the hill, beautiful green, soft little undulations can catch you out. Nice big fall-offs as well. The ball can easily beat off this green and give you an awkward up and down, but multiple triple bogeys plus on that hole, Phil, during the course of this week.
Yeah, 9 7s or worse. But Allen made a pretty good connection there from the fairway sand.
Playing partners appreciating that one. It was a decent quality strike from the sand. Now McLean from the prime spot, middle of the fairway. Just trying to control this one in under the wind. And that's a cracking shot.
Yeah, you don't want that one back. Now, likes to follow suit. So it's a nice little draw. Winds off the left. Try and move it against it. Hold the ball up nicely. Oh, he's overcooked it. Little double crosser, it feels like. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's probably shot of the day there.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he was pretty disgusted with that. It was an absolute perler.
Come on then, John. Tell us about this 11th. 412 yards.
Yeah, another cracking hole. 412 yards, like you say. You hit downhill for your 2nd shot. Very beautiful. beautiful sculpture green. I mean, it's pretty much like Loch Earn. You know, you have to hit well back because there's a lot of free ground between you know, the fairway, and it goes on to where the green is. So you got to be pretty careful off the tee. And like you see here on the downslope, not easy.
No bunkers around this green. So a good target if you're feeling confident with your club. And that one, pretty good effort. Look how strong, or hear how strong that wind is now.
I mean, what do you prefer, grass bunkers or bunkers?
Ooh, bunkers, I think. Sand bunkers.
Because they're easier.
Yeah, they are easier.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
James Allen won the season opener at Harleford with a second round 64. He won at Manning's Heath with a second round 63. Today, par is James's friend and everyone else's.
Absolutely. I mean, anything around level par today in these conditions on this track is a very good score. James Fraser now, this dangerous back left pin. And that one, pin high right, safely on, but a long way from the hole.
This will be stealing one here. Birdie's on here, you'll gain massively on the field, as tough as it is, and he hasn't hit it. Get your par and get out of there.
Fraser now, just about 40 feet, right side of this green. Coming down the breeze, he steamrolled one earlier. And that's very good judgment from there. Even though those 3 and 4 footers, as we know, are very, very tricky in this breeze.
The Knights have to look like he was pretty disgusted with his second shot to here for birdie, and a rare birdie. Not to be.
You're right about these knee knockers. All about commitment and belief. Another sigh of relief.
Yeah, you're very thankful when they drop in the bottom of the hole, no matter how good a putter you are. Now Davidson on 11, this for a birdie to get to 6 under. Up the hill, got to be positive with it. It's tracking. Beautiful putt.
Cool. Man of the moment at the moment, the man with the biggest move. Allen now need to save his par. Oh, look at that move violently from right to left, straight off the get-go. Didn't see that happening.
There's a lot of movement within 6 feet of that hole, and that caught him out.
John was right. Quite a move from Davidson into a tie at the top, thanks to his rare birdie at the 12th, replacing Allen, who falls out of the lead. The folks at Loch Earn were right. Their terrific venue is serving up a battle royal.
How much work and effort has gone in behind the scenes to put this all
Yes,
together?
they have been very, very busy boys, and Barry included. So the team, I was just speaking to obviously Sean's assistant James today, and he's been up since 4 a.m. this morning, because obviously the shotgun start this morning meant an early start for all the boys. So it's been an early one, so they'll need a restful weekend this weekend. But preparation went into obviously into the tournament weeks ago, you know, with obviously the inspections and the audits and things that we did. So the preparation has been some months in the making.
What does it mean to Loch Earn and all the people involved in the golf area of it in particular to see it showcased in this manner and have these players doing battle around it in the Tour Championship?
It's just brilliant. First proper tournament we've hosted here at Loch Earn Resort, and how much the volunteers and members got involved. Like they just were at our attendance at the drop of a hat.
And the sense of excitement around the resort, you know, obviously from the food, even the food and beverage outlets, you know, we've had the golfers every evening, and it's been lovely just to host the whole tournament and all the participants. It's been great.
And next, it is crunch time at the Matchroom Tour Championship.
Guy, thanks for jumping on to have a chat about Loch Earn. Absolutely magnificent golf course. We've really enjoyed being there. Just take me back to the start of the process, when it was and how you got involved with the design of that course.
We first went out there, I think, in 2003, 2004, Jim Tracy was the original. He had the vision for it as a local Fermanagh guy, very successful businessman, and always had a great passion for golf. He was very instrumental in Rory McIlroy's early career. As a teenager, Jim was very supportive of Rory and always had a vision for making something magnificent in Fermanagh, where he came from. The landscape is very strong there, which brings opportunities, possibilities, and constrictions in how we could route the golf course. And I think Nick and everyone is delighted with how we managed to piece the routing together. We've got quite an unusual layout in the sense that there are 5 par 3s, 5 par 5s, and the balance of par 4s, which is a combination that I love because it gives you very good variety. It's still a par 72. It's 7,000, nearly 200 yards off the tips, but it's only 5,000 off the most forward tees. So we've got 5 sets of tees. That's a 30%, 33% differential in length between front and back. And everybody loves to say that it's playable for all abilities and ages. It's actually true at Locker, and you've really got to pick the tees that are appropriate to A, your ability, and B, what you want to do on the day. It's a proper challenge for professional players off the tips, and it's quite forgiving for all the other tee positions if you pick according to your ability.
You've worked on many, many golf courses. You've visited, of course, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, probably. Where do you think Lochern ranks in what you've been a part of and the wider golfing spectrum?
I'm hugely pleased and hugely proud of it. I know Sir Nick is as well. You know, it's absolutely right up there. It's in terms of golf courses all around the world. You know, it's hard to be objective, to be honest. But if you spend a few days up there in great weather, in sunshine, there are some views there that are up there with anywhere really in the world, in land. I mean, it's not on an ocean front. You don't have that sense. It's not a links golf course. And to call it a parkland golf course would be just wrong. It's an inland golf course with tremendous views over large expanse of water, mature ground, strong topography, huge variety of holes. You know, it's really up there.
What a property indeed. What a design. Lochern ticks every box for the golfer. But for Ryan Brooks, it might turn out to be the site of bitter disappointment. You see, with a triple bogey 7 on the 12th, the promotion spot, incumbent, slides off the leaderboard. For EuroPro Tour stalwart James Fraser, the 12th was infinitely kinder. He converted that for a birdie, improving to 3 under in the process. But it's not all good news for the twin Welsh title contenders, because at the 13th, a hole that's produced more bogeys than any other this week, Jack Davidson adds to the total following an errant tee shot. Then at the 14th, the most galling type of bogey there for Chris McLean. One of the 3-putt variety. As pressure intensifies, that is ugly. McLean and James Allen now share the lead. Fraser is only 2 off the pace, while just 1 off the top are Davidson and Knipes. Remember, both needing victory to gain promotion. Also remember, today it's a shotgun start, so everyone has 4 holes remaining to play.
Knipes now, tee shot, 15, par 3, 166.
Yeah, the closing couple of holes at Lochern are really brutal. It's going to test all their skills now, Scott. And that's not an easy check coming back.
No, just half a club out there. Looks worse than it was. Will be a tester now, Allen. Can he find the putting surface? He's eyeing it down.
Oh, right over the stick. Beautiful shot.
Last year he was 29th on the order of merit. If he wins this tournament, he will have gained more prize money this season than in any other season by any player in EuroPro Tour history.
Oh, wow. For the last time we're ever going to see the EuroPro Tour, what a way that would be to finish it and see it go. Another lovely shot from the green there.
Very, very tough to get close to that pin today.
I've got to say, though, it's been a privilege. I mean, I've been here for 20 years now, Phil. I mean, since 2002 when I got my card. And, you know, seen some great changes. Some amazing players have come through as well. You see Fraser here hitting his shot. Nice tall iron shot. Staring it down. Oh, coming up a bit short. Oh, where's our kit? He's with Knipes.
Curtis Knipes not in a great spot long of the par 3 15th green here. The one thing he's got in his favour though is he's chipping back into the breeze, but he's going to have to be quite aggressive through the ball to get some spin on this one, and it's off a slight downslope. If there's any quit or hesitation in this, he could easily catch it a touch heavy, maybe even just a touch thin, just 1 or 2 grooves out, and that could be the difference between having a makeable par putt and a lot of work to do from 8 or 10 feet.
These guys are very, very good. As we know, we've seen it all season. Lovely tempo on that one. Beautiful contact.
I want to ask you, Scott, what part of your game did you work on the most? Short game or long game?
Short game for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the body can easily break down, the shots don't go off the same, but your short game can always get you out of it.
Yeah, 100%. Fraser now. Test of his short game. Steady now, played it well, but just carrying it a yard too far.
Poor shot in there, led to that chip coming up. But I just wanted to go back and say the Littles family, the lovely little family, started this tour, and then the Hearns took it on. I got managed by them, and then you meet so many people along the way, the cameramen, you get a great rapport, people along the way, Dan Godding coming in, James Dawson, our own Paul, who's in our ears right at the moment, you know, to all the girls that have worked on there as well, and Kit, great relationship started up with him, and yeah, it's sad to see it all come to an end, but what a golf course we're having our grand final at. It's amazing. Not amazing though for James Fraser there, coming off with a bogey.
I fully endorse everything you have just said, John, and I'm really pleased that the final tournament is turning out to be a classic. Now, can the aesthetically pleasing putter that is James Allen knock one in?
Well, we wouldn't be surprised, would we? He's a fantastic player and putter. Another one burns the edge. He really is giving himself chance after chance.
But last but not least, guys, yourselves. I mean, this is the last time we're going to do this together. Quite sad, isn't it?
It is sad, John. Trying not to think about it. Some great memories, some great times. Davidson now. That's a fantastic short game shot. Really, really well judged.
Cool, he looks like he's in the zone. He's chasing that between him and Brooks, and like you said, Phil, he's got to finish second, hasn't he?
He has. Chris McLean needs a win, and after that X-rated 3-putt on 14, oh, it happens again.
Mate.
Such a fine line, and it changes so quickly, so it makes it exciting for us, exciting for the viewers, sometimes painful for the players. Now Davidson, can he clean up? He can indeed.
Yeah, another birdie on a monstrous par 5 again, well over 600 yards. He likes these big par 5s. He's birdie both of them.
And as Davidson moves forward, Knipes in danger of taking a step backwards. Yeah, it is a bogey. He's now relegated to 3 under.
You can see the guys, a bit of anxiety, a bit of stress. It all starts to show in these closing holes. Allen now to clean up for his part. Well done.
Despite the severe conditions, Joe Dean is on course to comfortably break 70 and can now be found inside the top 10. Only 5 players remain under par. Davidson's reclaimed a share of the lead together with Allen, who could break the tie on the par 5 16th, where he made an eagle in round 1.
Well, you're teeing way up high, down onto this very, very daunting tee shot with trees left and right and thick rough. Beautiful par 5, 559 yards. Now, you've got to be a brave soul to take it on into. Fraught with danger down the left, just short and left. It goes down into a bit of a hazard there. Bunkers wrapped around the back of this green. A really topsy-turvy green as well to boot. And being right on the water, just on that right-hand side, is always blustery.
Again, such a gorgeous-looking hole from the drone. In nice conditions now, McLean. Just trying to lay up, I think, into a decent spot.
Yeah, you're a brave soul to go for this one into. I remember playing it when I went over there in April, and oh my goodness.
A decision to be made here for James Allen at the 16th, the final of the par 5. 266 yards to get it to the pin, 241 to get onto the front of the green. The wind, it's hurting and off the left a little. Opening round, he made eagle. Second round, he laid up and made a bogey. What does he choose to do here with this tournament and the order of merit on the line? Well, what would you do?
Well, it's fraught with danger, Kit, and he's doing a wise move. Out with the iron, that says he's laying up. I don't blame him.
Very, very little margin for error if you go at it with the 3-wood, isn't it, John?
It is. You can see the tee box way in the distance. Like I say, it's all raised up and you hit down towards like a valley, and with the water on the right, down the right from start to finish like the closing holes are. Nipes here out with 3 of being the aggressor. Second shot.
Yeah, has to chase birdies, has to chase the victory.
Oh, wow, that must have looked amazing in the air. So unfortunate that's just gone a couple of yards over the back of the green.
That literally came off like a bullet, didn't it? Oh, the contact, absolutely pure.
And the par 3, 168 yards up the hill. Up into the corner before then you got 3 holes back towards the clubhouse. I'll take that.
Yeah, popular spot, that back edge of the green. Don't really want to be flirting with that pin tucked in there on the front.
We've seen so much impressive stuff from McLean today until the last couple of holes when the short stick has let him down.
Yeah, it's been a shame, hasn't it? That's a fine shot in there, though. Another birdie chance.
It's a lovely hole. Looking back up that tee, you see the boards up there, the Banner boys, Dave and Jason, you know who you are. Done a stellar job over the years, dudes. Gonna miss you.
Allen now, just feeding it in off the right. A little bit shy. But again, no danger, and it's another birdie putt.
I haven't seen many rules today. I thought I might have seen a few, but Ashley Weller would have been out there. He's been helping us all the way through the last couple of years. Stellar bloke. As we see Davidson here, can he rattle one in? Oh, what a lovely putt.
That was for the outright lead. And of course it means on 16, Allen will now have a putt for the outright lead.
Yeah, such a fine margin, we keep saying. No, Knipe slightly awkward. Just got to get his balance right here. Just nudge this one on.
Oh no, just got too much grass between ball and club, and just a dead hit that was.
Yeah, disappointing. I mean, deserved a birdie really after the approach. He's still got a chance, but it's not certain now. Allen to get to 6 under. Pretty straight putt here, I think. It's got to be positive with it. Looked like a little push. It just drifted away from him there as well. Getting a little bit edgy, John.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's going to get more edgy because, I mean, 17 and 18 are absolutely brutal, Scott. They really are. I mean, 17 is going to dangle the carrot for these players who we see. This man has just missed putt after putt today. What could have been? And he knows it.
Not nice to see, and as Scott said, it would be an absolute travesty after the quality of the second from Nipes if it didn't result in a 4.
Yeah, we're wishing this one in for him. Off the left.
Oh, that's a kick to the solar plexus, that, isn't it?
5 players retain hope of lifting the Matchroom Tour Championship trophy and securing a passport to the Challenge Tour for the 2023 campaign. With 2 holes remaining, so many permutations still abound at lovely Loch Earn, normally a haven for relaxation, but not today. Welcome back to the stunning, spectacular 600-acre peninsula near Enniskillen in Northern Ireland that plays host to the Matchroom Tour Championship, where dreams will be realised, hopes shattered. A quintet of players could yet capture the title, but in pole position as they step onto the 17th tee, it's Jack Davidson and James Allen. This hole is the penultimate peril.
And what a beauty it is. Tee shot set out into the water, 351 yards, just another short par 4, but fraught with danger. Obviously you can't go right. A couple of bunkers down there to stay short of. Leave yourself trying to be pinpoint accurate with a shot over the edge of the water into this green. Big bunker on the left. Again, pin position is everything on this hole to make it tricky.
Yeah, I wonder where it is. Scott, I reckon it's out in the water on the right-hand side, without doubt.
Let's hope so. It'll be good viewing. James Allen. Up into the left side of the fairway there. Quite a steep slope, so that ball will be above his feet there. Quite a way as well.
We've seen par 5 magic twice from Jack Davidson today. Can he complete the hat-trick of birdies?
The heat is on him and he's being bold and brave here. Phil, he's gone left. Now, we'll have to wait and see where that's finished. There's water over there.
122 yards left for James Allen here on the 17th, but just look at where that pin is cut. It's practically in the lock. The ball will be above his feet as a left-hander. That's going to make it go left to right in the air. The wind, it's coming from that direction. That's going to make it go left to right in the air. How close to that flag do you dare start it? Are you chasing for the birdie, or are you playing it safe, taking the par and hoping that's enough?
Well, if I was a lefty, I'd be aiming at the left edge of the green here, Scott.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're trying to work it in from the left side, aren't you?
Yeah, naturally come back, and what a shot. There we go. There's a mark to the man who's had it on a piece of string all year round. No fear.
And no worries about promotion, so that does help.
Oh, definitely. Completely different to the likes of this man, chasing that win to get in that top 5.
And that's how easy it can go wrong.
Yeah, and that is going to hurt. Now, guys, we're coming to the final stages, and I'm getting a bit emotional now. It's the last time we're going to do this.
Hang in there, John. Now here's Fraser on 15, par 3. Needs a really strong finish. And it's safely on, but it's not close. And that is a tricky putt from up there.
McLean's taking his drop. Let's hope he can get up and down for a par and just soothe the hurt.
Trying to release it up there. Pretty good effort. But so bold with the approach. Attacking too much.
The back nine's been a nightmare for Ryan Brooks. He's 4 over par, not the master of his own destiny now. He's reliant on the fortunes of others.
Yeah. We'll have to see where Davidson is ended up with his second shot into that 16th, but that was a beautiful shot in there, but too little, too late. been nice watching this man over the years, Will Ennefer. Good game, great tee to green. Like I say, just polish up on that short game, my friend. You're there. I like his attitude. Go get him.
This only his 9th start of the year. He's been chopping and changing between the EuroPro Tour and the Challenge Tour.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to make scheduling gambles.
You do. And Nick Marsh, good player, came onto the scene. Had big things in store for him. Thought he'd be in and off of this tour, on the Challenge Tour, onto the main tour. Hasn't worked for him so far. Still think good things are going to come off, just like that shot. Just hearing Davidson did find Walter, who's in this group, down the left-hand side. Oh, it's all getting cagey now.
Fraser, long-range birdie here on 15. Down the hill. Not seen many putts made on this green. Can he change that trend? Oh, it was tracking. It was tracking. Good putt from there, though. Playing partners in close. Good birdie chances.
I mentioned before, Ennefer was 6th on the order of merit last year, just missed out on promotion. And he will do again. Despite that, there's no way back for Ennefer, the winner last year in Montrose.
Allen now on 17 for birdie. A little bit of a misjudgment on the line. Cozying it up there, though. No danger.
Well, Marsh getting a free read off of Ennefer just before him. Should know what this is going to do. They're going ahead while Davidson's getting a ruling by the side of the green.
Well done, Nick.
And that'll do him fine.
Weather just closing in again. Brooks now on 15. Up the hill, a little bit of movement in it, and he misjudged that one.
I tell you what, he doesn't know what's going off in front of him. The hole in front, 16 Davidson there getting a ruling by the side of the green. It's all happening. And here we are.
Yeah, 4th shot now. Up and down for a par if he can.
Oh, he's only gone and played a pretty good one there. Not bad at all.
Chance to get out of jail. With a par, now McLean. This for a bogey 5. Yeah, well done.
Just thinking about Davidson, you know, on 16, he played in the Walker Cup in 2017, came up against Will Zalatoris, but he's never felt pressure like this.
This is a whole different ball game now. You're going up through the leagues. I mean, this is one of the best, you know, developmental tours you'll ever come across. The PGA EuroPro Tour, and it's blossomed so many great players, and we've had a boatload of them over the years. Could go into a mega list, Phil.
Yeah, and this tournament, this season, who gains promotion, all comes down to the last hole of the campaign. Just as it should be, Allen leads by 1.
And one of the most daunting holes on the golf course, the 18th, a par 3, just over 200 yards. This green thrown out into the water there. Big bailout on the left-hand side, the bunker, the pin today over on the left. So that bunker's going to get a lot of action today. And what a cracking final hole. Par 3 finishing hole is always nice.
Now, man of the moment, man of the week, man of the year. What's he got on his final shot? Well, he's skirting with the edge of the green and the hazard there, but he's safely on board in the end.
I think his heart would have been in his mouth there, Scott. Now Davison out with driver. Wins off the left. You get ahead of this, you're in the water. Be careful. Well, it looks like it's shaping quite hard from left to right. Oh, he's lucky it's soft out there.
Well, this is the putt that James Allen faces for birdie on 18 here at Loch Earn for potential Tour Championship glory. It's about 40 feet. It's steadily uphill for about 3/4 of its journey, and then the final quarter it just levels out a little bit. It's going to want to move from left to right as well. It's a putt he can be pretty aggressive with, but if he does get it onto that flat level with too much pace, it can just get away from you. But I think standing over this, he'll quite fancy his chances of giving this a really good run at the hole.
Well, he's a wonderful putter, as we know. Can he finish this tournament this season in style? He's given it a bold move. Wonderful putt, John.
Yeah, nerves are still, and what a season James Allen has had. Now, if he goes on and wins this, wow. Now, Davidson, ball below his stance here, Phil.
Yeah, and just a reminder, solo second for him will be enough to stamp his passport to the Challenge Tour next year. Oh, what a two-putt he has in store there, though.
Yeah, if he steals his top 5, I think he'll be on the bubbly later on tonight. He might have a heavy head come tomorrow morning.
Well, he'll have earned it, that's for sure. Now, third shot to the par 5 for Fraser. Looking to tuck another one in close. And that's been a popular spot today, hasn't it?
It has. Where's this form been for James Fraser? Such a good player.
And if Fraser tucks that in, and Davidson two puts here, Davidson will be scuppered because it would be only a tie for second, and that's not good enough.
Wow.
Well, that's a pretty decent effort, but that is a super charged, pressurised putt coming up.
Yeah, it is. Needs to be knocking, hands to be shaking and sweating. This man on the greens, though, I mean, if the putter will work wonders for him, he's right in the mix. He's hit some beautiful shots. Knocks that one in.
Normally we'd be saying watch out for him next season, but sadly we can't say that this time.
Oh, don't. Well, this man, I mean, he's just got to sit and wait the patient game now and hope for the best. Everything's crossed. It's not been his day on the greens. The putter not working wonders for him.
A couple of bad holes as well, just scrambles the brain a little bit. Even when you get those chances, you can see what it means to these guys.
Curtis Knipes was tied 6th in the Tour Championship at Staley Hall last year. It's going to be a slight improvement on that, but not good enough for his goal, the main goal of promotion.
Well, you've seen this putt, not a lot of movement in this. Just keep it nice and firm inside the hole. Oh, just started it too far right, didn't come back for Fraser.
And that means, fellows, that Davidson has got a putt for par on 17 to be upgraded.
Well, drum roll, here we go. This is massive.
Absolutely superb, mate. Nerves of steel. That is wonderful. Look at the relief on the man's face. He knows it. Just incredible.
Yeah, no better feeling. Now, Allen.
For the win. And it's in.
Absolutely superb, wasn't he? Totally in control, John. Well, worthy winner indeed.
Yeah, I mean, breaking all records, you know, most money earned in a season. And there he is, James Allen, top of the tree.
Fortunes swung wildly. It was mission accomplished for Davidson, but with his 3rd win of 2022, Allen is King James.
Congratulations, winning the Order of Merit in style.
Oh, wow. Oh.
You knew you wanted it at the start of the year.
Yeah.
You knew you wanted it at the start of this week, having made the fast start and got it done. How does it feel now, having realised that?
It's amazing, speechless, really. Like, so many people have put so much time and effort into me, like, to be able to play well for the year and then, you know, really put a good year of golf together, and I hope this is on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, how much of a springboard is this going to be? We've seen you have the opportunity at the Tour Championships in 2019, lose that playoff, you've come back and you've got it done this year. How ready do you feel for the next step?
I feel really good. I think, you know, I've learned so much about myself and seeing how my game stacks up when it really matters, and I've taken so much confidence from that. So I really feel that there's no reason why I can't keep progressing on the same trend that I am now, and let's see what happens. We've got Q School in a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna enjoy this one. Don't get me wrong, but we've got half an eye ahead.
What does it say about you and your mindset that even with the Challenge Tour card wrapped up, you could have come in here and freewheeled it a little bit, had a good time, but you've come and won the tournament to top the Order of Merit by a long way?
It's just not in me. I don't think I want to win. I've got that. I don't overly show it, but inside, I really badly want to win. And I wanted to come here and put a good show in. And I didn't play well leading into this, in the 2 events in Scotland, and I didn't play Clevedon, so I didn't have much form. But I put my trust in my team and the work that I put in the weeks leading up to this, and obviously it's worked out pretty well.
You're always smiley and happy to chat on the golf course, but the last few holes today, there was a steely determination in the look on your face. Did it feel like there was that extra bit of application out there?
Yeah, definitely. it was such a grind for 3 days, and I just wanted to finish it off. There's some tricky shots coming in, all the tee shots really, 16, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, all of them. And I knew that I had to put some good swings on it still, so I was just trying to keep in my zone and just give it my best, really.
Brilliant performance, James. Congratulations.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Great stuff, buddy.
Thanks,
Well done.
man. That means a lot.
Jack, a lot of emotions. That was a real battle out there today. Tell us what's going through your mind right now.
Over the moon.
There were so few players under par today. You were one of them. You made that clutch par on 17 there as well with the difficult pin to get the job done. How aware were you of how this was all playing out as the day unfolded?
I pretty much knew where I was most of the day. To be honest, I didn't think about my position in the Order of Merit until the last hole. I was really trying to win the tournament today, and 16, which was my 17th hole, me and my caddy made a decision just to go for it, go for the win. Unfortunately, I hit it in the water and made a bogey, which made my last hole very, very difficult. And this year's not been easy for me. I've played. I felt like I played really well, got a win, and had to come here this week and finish second or first. And to do it's just, it means a lot.
Congratulations. James Allen is the Matchroom Tour champion and #1 in the Order of Merit with a record-breaking prize money haul. Congratulations also to Michael Stewart, to Dermot McIlroy, Josh Hilliard and Jack Davidson. But please spare a thought for Ryan Brooks, who finished the season 6th, wondering what might have been. Well, that's it. Let's go over to Gabby, Rachel and Kit for their final thoughts.
What a tournament, what an ending. James Allen came into this week as Order of Merit leader, and now he's gone and won this year's Tour Championships. It really was the Champions Round, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. Started with a birdie, knew what he had to do today, only dropped 2 shots on the remaining holes in some really tough conditions. It was a pleasure to watch, really, really good.
You called it at the beginning, didn't you?
I did, and Chris McLean, but yeah, Jay, I'll take that. I said every player.
Okay, and we've got to talk about Jack Davidson at the end there. It was an emotional chat that you had with him. He wasn't sure if he secured his card, and you just revealed that to him, didn't you?
Yeah, an incredible outpouring of emotion as he was walking back from the 17th. Obviously, he knew he had lost the tournament, but the relief and the joy and just what it means to these guys just came flooding out of him. And I think the fact that he went for it on 16, he tried to get on into, ended up in the water hazard and dropped that shot, of course, but he was trying to win the tournament, even when he knew that I could play it safe. I could make a 4 or 5 playing really, really safe here, and that might be enough for my car, but I want this tournament. It says so much about him, and I'm delighted that having taken that on, he still did enough to finish it off and get himself into that top 5, because he's a hell of a player as well.
I couldn't think of a better way to finish this Tour Championship, could you?
Definitely not. It's emotional.
It's emotional. Well, Rach, it was your first year. How was it for you? What was your experience been like?
Absolutely loved it. Pleasure working with you guys, the whole team. The most impressive thing was the strength and depth of the tour. The guys are so good.
Kit, you've been here the longest out of us 3, so I think it's fair. I'll give you the words to sign off.
Well, thank you very much, Gabs. I mean, it's been an honour to be a part of this tour for 10 years. I'm getting quite emotional. I know what's gone into this, the work behind the scenes, the people that have given the opportunities to the players, opportunities that they've earned, they've taken. It's launched the careers of many Ryder Cup players, major winners, DP World Tour winners and winners around the globe. It's been an honour to be a part of it. And I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of the entire PGA EuroPro Tour team, to all of the players and all of you guys for watching at home as well. For now, goodbye.
What can I say? Goosebumps all over.
The greatest story never told.